Oh, look at that. All right, wonderful. So now we have with us Abraham Enriquez joining us now. A good read of where that vote could be going. Daniel Garza, the Libre Initiative president as well. So, Daniel, this notion that maybe for the first major election, we have Latinos voting half or more for Republicans. What do you make of that?
Yeah, Latinos are showing themselves to be a very swing voter bloc. And that's because Democrats have a Latino problem, and they have a working class problem. And for the same reasons, Neil, of course, it has to do with inflation, the high cost of everything, this insane war on energy, domestic energy production, and of course, spending, reckless spending by the Democrats that is devaluing our paycheck and the dollar in real time. Bottom line is that Latinos are feeling that the American dream is slipping away. And who controls Congress? The Democrats. Who controls the White House? The Democrats. And that's who they're laying the blame on. That's why you're seeing these shifts that are happening.
I'm wondering if what's going on as well, Abraham, is this the fault of the Democratic Party itself taking advantage or maybe for granted the Latino vote and assuming what's happening at the border would incense Latinos all across the country and they'd, come out in droves for Democrats. That does not appear to be the case. Quite the opposite.
No, you're absolutely right. And look, 364 days out of the year, the government pretty much tells the private citizen what to do. But on election day, it's the day where the private citizen can tell the government where they stand. And when the Democrat Party, as Daniel mentioned, controls the White House, the Senate, and the House, and all that they can provide for the Latino community is 87,000 new IRS agents, the highest inflation we've seen in over 4 decades, an unsecured border, and skyrocketing crime, well, Latinos are going to be forced to see what other options they have on the ballot box. And what's crazy to note is that Democrats won the Hispanic community in 2018 by about 40%. Now polls show that at, slashing it in half. What we're seeing is not a red wave or a red tsunami. We're seeing a red asteroid hitting the Democrat Party if Republicans play well tonight. And a lot of that has to do with how these candidates are running. The Republican candidates are hitting the campaign trail and talking to Hispanic communities about economic opportunity, about preserving the American dream. Democrats used to run on the ideas of hope and change, but now have adopted rhetoric of fear and victimhood. And when 70% of Hispanics don't resonate with this victimhood mentality, well, you alienate those Hispanic voters. So today, Hispanics see voting Republican as protecting your families, protecting your businesses, protecting your communities, your churches, but also having a fighting chance at economic opportunity. CNN released a poll that Latino voters under the age of 30 actually side with the Republican Party when it comes to economic issues, which is huge when you look at how economic opportunity is the #1 issue for Latino voters. So for young Latinos like myself, voting Republican is voting for a fighting chance at entrepreneurship, starting a family, home ownership. And I think that's what we're seeing when you're knocking on doors, talking to Latino voters, is that Latinos are just tired of being taken advantage of and are excited that Republicans are finally knocking on their doors and having these conversations. And I think we're going to see how effective that is tonight with the results.
We'll watch closely because, as you said, and I know, Daniel, you and I have talked about this would be a seismic shift that, to your credit, you saw quite early on. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much.